Hi, this is Nick. This is Starseed Infinite Healing. Today I'm going to talk about my Starseed Origins and how I came to find out what Starseed I am. So I want to say that, my whole life I've always been really interested in the universe and I've always been a believer in extraterrestrials. Uh, Even back in the day when I was a kid and, recently it's a lot more talked about. It's a lot more mainstream with shows like Ancient Aliens and all the documentaries they have out now. Uh, but back in the day, it wasn't always like this. But I still believed. I always believed, even when people were like, "Yeah, I think that they're out there." I always knew. Just had a knowing that they were out there. Always had a fascination with them in the universe. Uh, when I was in elementary school, that's how it was. That kind of died off a little bit until my late 20s, and that passion fired back up a lot. And I started to go through my awakening. I started to have things happen. And slowly but surely, I started to realize that I wasn't just talking to extraterrestrials or aliens, but I was talking to extraterrestrials as well. So, everybody's path is unique. It happens differently for everybody. So, I'm just going to explain how this happened for me. Um, my telepathy came into play when I woke up when I was 33. I had a spirit attached to me. That basically evolved into communicating with my higher self and communicating with angels, ascended masters. And then slowly but surely, that progressed into extraterrestrials contacting me. So I have been contacted by multiple groups. So I'm going to go over how each one has happened and what's going to come of it. So first, I was contacted by a Pleiadian. Uh, I had a job at a factory where I worked a night shift, and it was a very mundane, uh, mindless job. You didn't have to use much brain power at all. It was just factory work. I could sit there and focus on connection all night, and that's what I did. I had a being chime in. I was understanding he was Pleiadian. We started talking and established a relationship. Um, I was talking to him every day and started to get a little skeptical of who I was talking to. So that's one thing I want to remind you: when you're starting to communicate, you need to establish boundaries. Any being of love and light will respect your boundaries. Um, and you need to ask who you're speaking with and what their intentions are. And if you have any doubts as to these the intentions of these beings, then don't talk to them. Ignore them. Don't give them permission. Don't do anything. You're not going to be attacked by negative entities or anything. And I would say the chance that there's malicious ETs out there screwing with people is slim to none. If they are screwing with people, they probably are trying to get something out of it. They're not just out there doing it for fun. I mean, that's beyond them. So anyway, I had this connection with the Pleiadian and started to get skeptical. So one night I was in my sitting in the living room with my girlfriend watching a movie, and I was talking to him, and I'm like, how do I know? How do I know? And we're going over it, and he knew that he knows the path I'm on. He knows what experiences I'm supposed to be learning from right now. So part of it is a big part of it was trusting and knowing that that's what it was. And I had that, but I was still a little skeptical. So one night, I saw a flash of light to my right, like I would normally see an angel or ascended master pop up. And I looked over and I saw a human figure, shorter than me, very well built, very healthy. Um, I saw a human kind of fade in and fade out real quick. Not all the way, just about like 10% maybe. Just like Star Trek, like Beam Me Up Scotty. He just phased in and phased out. And I sat there and I was like, I knew exactly what I saw. And I heard a voice say, "You handled that pretty well." And I was like, "Yeah, come on back. Let me shake your hand." It was a very cool experience. I was very humbled. And I think I started crying probably because, uh, I had a being just phase right into my living room and let me know that he was there. Um, Also, I've had connections during meditation. Um, Multiple times I've been meditating, just quieting my mind, just sitting in my quiet space, and I'll have a vision come in. And whenever this happens, I just let it happen. I don't try to force it or ask why, wonder why. I just kind of let it go, let it play out. I had a vision of Orion's belt, and they showed Orion's belt pointing to the star Sirius. So I focused on Sirius and started to see dolphins come in, blue whales, orca, great whales. Started to have a connection with Sirius. Had a really amazing meditation, a really humbling meditation. I probably cried at the end of that one too because it was just amazing. Um, just got a major upgrade, that night with these dolphins and these orcas. They're very intelligent. That's where they come from. The star Sirius. This planet has a very strong connection to the Sirius system. Um, I haven't met any or talked to any Syrians, but through that connection, I realized that I was a Syrian starseed as well. So you are multiple starseeds. It's not just one. You might have a main origin, a main energy that you're bringing with you, but we've been billions of beings. We probably have billions of starseed origins. We're just bringing in a few with us to this experience. Right now, I know of my Pleiadian, my Syrian, and my Andromedan. So the Andromedan connection I have is very, very strong. Um, I was about 2 months ago, me and my girlfriend were outside, had a little campfire going, sitting out there, relaxing, meditating. Uh, Now I remember specifically, we were meditating. I was giving a guided meditation. We're always doing downloads and upgrades to ourselves all the time. This night was no different. So I was sitting there meditating, and I got to a point in the meditation where I was led to healing grid lines of the earth, my grid lines, I think. Each of us has a grid that we're projecting to the earth. Each of us is a part of the grid lines on earth. If you don't know about that, Google that, look that up. The ley lines and the grid lines. Uh, so I got to a point where I saw these lines broken and I healed them. And as soon as I healed them, I started to kind of convulse. I kind of went into I didn't go into a seizure. You could say if you were looking in from the outside, you might say that I was having an episode or something like that. This was a very strong connection, and I later learned that this being was integrating his energy with mine, establishing that connection. It was very intense. The first time around, I'm being reminded that one of the reasons it was so intense because I'm not the healthiest person. Uh, I don't drink tons of water like I should. That is changing, but uh, my diet's not horrible. We don't eat tons of fast food, but we do eat junk food. We do eat sugar, and water for me is kind of an issue right now. I need to drink more of it. And if I was drinking more of it at the time, it wouldn't have been so intense for me, is what I'm being told. So I sat there for a good 30 minutes and was like seizing up and just, I wasn't hurting, but I couldn't get the words out. And I started to see a being. First, I knew it was Andromeda. I just knew it. Okay. Um, I knew that I was being contacted by Andromeda. I saw the galaxy. I went into the galaxy and saw the star system. This being showed me the star system that she's at. She showed me, you could see the galaxy as a whole. She was like, I'm right here. We're right here. And then I zoomed into that and I saw the planet and the star system. It was a binary star system. One star was red, one was blue. I don't know. That's about all I know. I don't know any other details. I went in and connected with this being. I heard her say, connect with me. So I focused and I saw a being that was very tall and slender. I saw a being that was pale in complexion, very beautiful, not male or female. There was no gender per se, but she was, I want to say she, I always refer to her as she, but she was male and female energy, but not male and female energy, if that makes sense. There was no gender really per se. I learned a little bit about these beings. They do not reproduce like we do. They don't have sexual intercourse. She is a physical being, meaning in a physical body. Um, There are many types of beings out there. Physical body beings. They don't always have sex to reproduce. They do it through thought. They're very, very powerful beings. They conceive through thought. Um, that was one of the things I saw. She also had a green garment on, a green robe with a hood. She had a gold band around her head, a very pretty gold piece of jewelry around her head, and there was a jewel. This jewel was like crystal. It was like crystal, and it was a gem and a crystal in one. It was nothing like on Earth. It was a very powerful experience. And I talked to her for a moment. We established a connection. She asked for permission to speak through me when it's time. There was a lot of respect. There was a lot of mutual appreciation, mutual in all mutually. They are in all of us, believe it or not. They know what we go through. They know the struggle. They know how hard it is, and they are here to help us. Um, so that's how I found my Starseed Origins. It happened many different ways. You are multiple starseeds. I believe that I am strongly Andromedan and Pleiadian. Those are my strongest energies that I'm bringing in. My girlfriend's Octurian, so we have that connection too. Uh, she's a very powerful healer as well. So I want to say that I see a lot of people on Facebook. I see a lot of people in these Facebook groups asking, "What are my origins? Where am I from?" And that's fine to be curious. That's great that you're curious. Actually, keep being curious. Keep asking questions, but don't ask us. Ask yourself. That's the best way to find it. You can pay people to go into your origins, to find your past lives, to do all that stuff. But the best way to do it is to let it uncover on its own. And all you need to do is start asking your guides, talk to your guides, talk to your ET star family, tell them to let them be known, to establish a connection, and keep working at it, and it will happen. It didn't happen overnight for me. This was years of, I talked, I was, I established a strong spiritual connection first, and I developed my telepathy first before I was contacted, and it just unfolded the way it was supposed to. And I really strongly recommend that you try to find out your origins on your own. And I did ask a while back. I was one of those people that asked, "What are my origins?" But I soon found out that it was best to just find it on your own, and it's so much more rewarding, and it's so awesome to just to uncover it on your own. It's really been amazing, and that's really about all I got. So I hope you guys hope you have a little insight. I hope this helps. Like, share, and subscribe as always. I really appreciate you stopping by and giving me your time. And there's a lot more to come. So just stay tuned. I love you guys. Have a good day.